It did perform amazingly well. It did perform a lot better than the MACD did. 100 trades, 40K in profit, massive. 56% win rate, amazing. This is a great strategy. Hi everyone, welcome back to Code for Traders. My name is William Sanchez. Hopefully you guys saw last week's video of the MACD and the 200 EMA. I did a few recordings on it where it performed fairly well over the 100 trades, over the 100 manual trades. I also created the TradingView code if you guys would be interested in that, and the Ninja code if you guys would also like to use it and actually see how it performs. Both those codes are sold on my Etsy store if you guys are interested in purchasing it. But that was for then. For this video today, we are doing the VWAP and the 50 EMA trend following strategy. This one is very simple. This is one of my favorite ones. And the way it would be is you first need the VWAP. So let me add the VWAP at the moment. And I'll walk you through what the actual strategy is. It's one of my favorite ones. It's one of the main ones I've used to use. And it will be a great tool to have for your trading journey. So let's kind of go like this. You don't need the bands themselves. All you need is the VWAP. I like to do it yellow, or to put it yellow so I can actually see it clearly. It doesn't have to be that big. Okay. And then we will do the 50. Let's do green. Yeah, let's do green. So at least it can be visible like that. And then let's do the 50. So the strategy is pretty simple. Let's see if I can find a good entry. Yes, okay, perfect. So the strategy is simple. You want the 50 EMA to be above the VWAP, as you can see here, above the VWAP. You know what, let me make this actually red. It can stand out more. There you go. All right, so you want the 50 moving average to be above the VWAP, as you can see this here. And the price needs to actually touch the EMA itself, like it needs to touch it and reject it. And then the very next candle needs to be an engulfing, or it needs to engulf that candle. So this will actually be a perfect entry right there. Let me just make sure this is locked. The stop loss should be right under the lowest point between the two candles. So in this scenario, these are the two candles we're talking about. This is the lowest point. I like to put it a few ticks below it. And take profit is 1.5. 1.5 the stop loss. So this is a perfect trade right here. If you have any questions for anything I show in this video, put it in the comments below and I will make sure I answer it as simple as possible. So this is the first trade. Here's actually a good example. VWAP is on top, EMA is at the bottom, price pushes into the EMA, even though it's slightly above, it doesn't matter because the actual entry candle needs to be below. So then this candle, which is rejected, gets an engulfing right after that engulfs that candle, and then it closes below the EMA. That's what you would want. Here you take a short. Your stop loss needs to be above the highest of the two candles, which is in this scenario would be this one. I like to put a little above. And the risk is 1.5, or the take profit is 1.5, sorry. Here you go. So those are the two examples. And it is very simple. You kind of keep track. And of course, usually, because this is a trend following strategy, you could do more, like take profit wise, but I like to do a nice and sweet 1.5. Here on the right side is a back tester that I built specifically to test these things. Right now I have an account size of 100,000, which matches with a lot of prop firms. You can change that amount if you want. This will show you the amount of trades that we were taking, so you can kind of keep track of it on the video, the actual P&L and the win rate, and you'll kind of see the actual equity curve here per trade every time we're taking a trade. Here you also see the win and loss. You can actually put the risk you want. Since we are risking $1,000 per trade, we should be making 1,500 or 1,500 per win. So when I click win, it'll add 15. If I lose, it'll reduce 1,000. And down here, you'll see all the active trades. I normally have that closed because ideally you guys want to see this, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is let me remove those two. This is how I start off every video. Let me just shrink this where I can't see anything. And we will go all the way to the end. So while I'm doing this, to let you guys all know again, I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Mondays will always be the 100 manual testing like this one. Wednesdays would be me creating trading code logic or strategy and then showing you and walking you guys through the actual code itself. So in theory, it should be this exact same strategy, but a coded version of it. And then it'll be the same thing on Friday, but the one on Friday will be for NinjaTrader. Same exact thing, same exact strategy I'm showing today. Every week is the same strategy. The one will be 100 manual, then TradingView code, and then NinjaTrader code. But with having that said, I will now take the 100 trades manually. It will be time lapse, so you guys don't have to sit down and see every single trade. So I will be back in a few seconds. All right, perfect. So here you go. Here is the last trade, the 100th trade. It did perform amazingly well. It did perform a lot better than the MACD did. 100 trades, 40K in profit, massive. 56% win rate, amazing. This is a great strategy. This is the bare bones. There was a lot of things that I needed to improve on it. For example, the kind of candles. One thing I did do in the beginning that was by mistake, I was trading on the 15-minute. This strategy is optimized for the 3-minute. This is one of my favorite strategies. I recommend trading it on a 3-minute. And I'm doing NASDAQ. I just like NASDAQ, so it works very well on that. But the strategy is very simple. I will explain it again. The strategy is EMA needs to be above the VWAP. Once that happens, the price needs to come back, reject off the EMA. It can be either past it or above it, but the close of the following candle needs to be engulfing. But that close needs to be in the direction you want to take the long at, or the direction, if you want a long, it has to close above. For example, like this was a great example. Here, it touched it, rejected, engulfing right up here. You take profit here, stop loss right below the lowest between the two candles, and your take profit will be 1.5 times the stop loss. That is the strategy. The strategy did amazing. If you want to see the code version of this, come on Wednesday. I will actually create a strategy that does this automatically. There, if you're interested, you can go to my Etsy store and purchase it there. And then on Friday, I would have the NinjaTrader version of this, also coded. But that one is a little bit different because that one will be automated and it will take trades for you. The TradingView one will give you the signals. NinjaTrader will give you the actual automation. So again, if you guys have any questions, put in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer all of them. And if not, I'll see you all on Wednesday for the TradingView code version of this strategy. All right, thank you for joining me again, and have a great rest of your day.